Over the weekend, the pollsters, the Siena poll, the CNN poll, Fox News polls, and several other polls have all kind of collided on this weekend over the present polling structure of Tribulation Trump versus Joe Biden. And right now, Biden is leading in a national poll, depending on who you're looking at it, no less than 10 points, with some people as much as 12 and 14 points, even 12 points with the Fox News poll. And in some of the battleground states, for instance, like Michigan, he's leading by 10 points, and in Pennsylvania by 8 points, and Wisconsin leading by several points there, those battleground states, and some states where you wouldn't find Biden to be leading, but in North Carolina and in Texas and Florida, leading by 7 points in Florida and 8 points in Arizona. So a lot of people are saying, well, we can change this. Trump can change this by November and turn it all around. That's a lot of points, polling points to turn around. Others are saying, well, he did it last time. No, this is not like running against Jezebel Clinton. This is different in terms of the polling structure. So we're in a bit of a quandary here. And the issue here that I want to raise, that if Joe Biden, my time Biden, wins the presidency, that means that Obama gets a third term. Now, y'all need to think long and hard about this. Let me say this as well, that, I once endorsed Trump. I removed my endorsement when he lied to me about it's saying, because I had given my life and risked the life of the members of our church and stepped out here in the middle of Harlem, as black as it is up here. And I defied Obama as being born in Kenya and that he was not born in Hawaii, and that his birth certificate was a forgery. And I stood on that, and I stand on it right now. And Trump dumped me when he said, no, Obama was born in Hawaii. After I had risked the lives of the members of our congregation, there's no way I could ever walk with this man again, because I had put the lives of our church members in jeopardy standing on the truth, and then he turns around and dumps me by saying Obama was born in Hawaii and not Kenya. And then the other thing is that he wrapped himself in the rainbow flag in his attempt to try to win over the Sodomites to be a part of his electoral process going forward when he was campaigning, and that was just it. So you need to understand that about me. But I want to say this about if and I'm in no way here supporting, and this segment I'm doing is not in no way a support of Trump in any way whatsoever. There's no way these rainbow people have tried to take our property. They've taken us to court. They've tried to degrade us in every possible way. They've labeled us a hate church, and he's waving that flag. There ain't no way. There ain't nothing you can say or do, nothing you could ever do to ever get me to support that man after what the LGBT crowd have done to me, and yet he's going to stand there and wave that flag for them. He's waving away my life, church members. Anyway, but having said that, if Biden wins, Obama's going to get a third term. You know that. Biden can hardly keep a thought. I don't know if he's Alzheimer's. I don't want to run the man down, but I do want to tell the truth. Obama gets a third term if Biden becomes, and there's some people that are suggesting, like, the Amy Klobuchar woman out there in Minnesota is suggesting that if Biden gets elected, that Michelle the fist bumper should be his vice president. She said the other day that now listen to me very carefully. Listen, don't run away. Just listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. She said the other day that she's withdrawing her option to be the vice presidential nominee. Obviously, it's going to be a woman, everybody thinks, if Biden wins. But then she said on, I think, one of those broadcasts out there with Lawrence O'Donnell, that she's suggesting that it be a woman of color. She wasn't talking about Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris tore through Joe Biden in the early part of the primary season, saying that she was a little girl, that Joe Biden in busing tried to keep her in the ghetto pole in barefoot. I don't think Biden's going to go for that, and I don't think it will look good for the two of them. Now, they may do it. Now, these politicians do anything. You know that. But I think what Amy Klobuchar was aiming at is that Joe Biden should pick Michelle the Fist Bumper Obama as his vice president. Wouldn't that be nothing? Wouldn't that be nothing? Now, that's what I think. That don't have to be true, and I don't have a word from the Lord, but all indicators are pointing to, listen, if Joe Biden picks Michelle the Fist Bumper as his running mate, it's all over for Trump. It's all over for him now anyway, but it'll be all over. That won't even, the fat lady won't even have to sing on, not on this one. The fat lady won't. No, she can sit in the can in the corner and eat peanuts, roasted peanuts salty peanuts out of a can. She don't have to sing. And imagine what the world would be like. Now, I tell you, there's such confusion now. There's such fighting going on between the left and the right, and you have to blame Trump for some of the stuff he's done, because some of the stuff he's done is pretty dumb. And this fact that he will not wear a mask is just ridiculous. It's all right, and at first it may have been cute that to say and have Fox News and Sean Hannity and all that crowd running around talking about it's a hoax, it's the Kung flu, it's the communist flu, it's the blue flu, and that it's a myth that ain't really happening, and then told his people not to wear a mask. He didn't wear a mask, but now 127,000 people have died, and by the time the election rolls around, we may be up to 250,000 people dead. This ain't no joke. This thing is real. This flu this coronavirus is real. So it's stuff like that he's done, and a whole lot of other stuff, and it got people out there risking other people's lives. That makes a lot of sense. The coronavirus, not CNN, though CNN has tried with all their strength to take him down. I don't think that Joe Biden could have gotten anywhere and taken Trump down if he had just put on a mask. If he had just put, and back, it's going to become unequivocally clear, and I prophesied this myself, that a lot of people out there in Trump territory that love Trump, that voted for him, they're going to die. And many of them are going to watch their loved ones die because they thought that this virus wasn't real. They're going to die. You got 3 more months for people to die in Texas, in Florida, in Louisiana, in North Carolina, South Carolina, in Georgia, and in West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, and Montana. You got 3 more months for people to die. In the last 3 months, 125,000 have died. You got 3 more months, and this is a summer flu. Now, check this out. Trump, DP, Snake Eyes Pence, McConnell, Kevin McCartney, and all that crowd running around there talking about, it'll be over what? When the summer comes, it'll be gone. And then they had them 2 monkeys, Diamond and Silk. Said it's a miracle, it'll go away, it'll be gone. Trump said we only got 1 person, 15 people in the hospital, it'll be gone. If he had not done that, he'd be president in 2000 and November 3rd. Go even with the Mueller thing, the Ukraine, all that China, that would not, he still would have won. For the same reason that I'm telling you now, because most people know that the Democrats, Biden, if Biden becomes president, you got Obama again, you got Michelle the Fist Bumper as vice president, and you got Black Lives Matter running the Congress. And then people say, well, Trump is bad, but we'll try to constrain him somehow or another. But Black Lives Matter, Joe Biden's going to give Black Lives Matter, going to make some of them Supreme Court justice. I'm telling you, and Obama and Michelle going to be there. I'm telling you, it's going to be hell in America. I mean, if you got any sense of justice. Now, if you're a lesbian, if you're a sodomite, or if you're a black racist, well, there's going to be heaven in America. So Trump, if he had just put on a mask 3 months ago, he'd get a second term. But no, so I'm here to let you know that that's where that's at, and we'll take it from. I'm the Lord's servant, and I'm going to keep on praying, and But with Michelle the Fist Bumper as vice and Black Lives Matter, they're running tearing up. They are tearing the hell up out of. They're talking about tearing down the Gracie Mansion. They're tearing up everything. They're taking down staff. They're tearing up everything. Imagine if they didn't get congressional power and the presidential pen to sign more bills to tear up everything. They'll be coming after me and the LGBT crowd. They'll be coming after me for preaching against homosexuality. Let me tell you something. It ain't pretty. So the question you ought to raise if you've been listening in time, you ought to say, well, Pastor Man, isn't that what you've been preaching about, the tribulation? There you go, homie. You got it. Absolutely. We said, well, that Trump could do anyway because it's a tribulation. You got that right again. We're in the tribulation. If you think things were bad with Trump, wait till Biden and Michelle the Fist Bumper and Black Lives Matter start running stuff. You ain't seen nothing. It's just going to get worse as it goes along. So I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just telling you, we're in the tribulation, brother. Now, a lot of people don't believe that about the tribulation. They don't know what it even means biblically. But no, let me tell you something you ain't seen. Listen, the Nazi party ain't got nothing on Black Lives Matter. And every decent and noble person I know that has ever been born of a woman that has any decency would condemn Black Lives Matter as perhaps the darkest and ugliest thing that the devil could bring up during the last days of planet Earth. In its last and waning days before its major earthquakes and pestilence and bats flying upside down in the middle of the day, Black Lives Matter was the utopia of evil on a collective political basis. I'm James David Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant. This is a bit of a news blog we do looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.